Today's video is all about drum gate plugins, but it's actually about one plugin in particular, the Black Salt Audio Silencer. So if you want to know what this plugin can do, all of its features, and hear it in action, then stick around after this introduction.
Imagine softly.
Welcome everybody, I'm Dan Spencer and I am the Audio Sorcerer. So this is the channel where I teach you how to perfect your audio recording, mixing, and mastering skills. So if you are looking to improve upon any of those skills, get the latest product reviews, and even learn about music business, to make sure that you hit that subscribe button and also notification bell so you'll never miss a new video when it comes out. So without further ado, today we are talking about the Black Salt Audio Silencer, which is a fancy drum gate plugin. It has a lot of cool features in it. So in this video, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the user interface and how to use it. We are going to dial it in on a snare drum. The snare drum has a lot of bleed from hi-hat, so it's the perfect track to hear it on. And then at the end of the video, I'll actually just let you hear the overall drum mix that I did, because I used the silencer on the kick drum, the snare, and the toms. So you get to hear it in action on a bunch of tracks as a whole. So that's the overall goal of this video. And if you do end up loving this plugin, I have a link in the description below where you can go purchase it. And if you guys are not familiar with Black Salt Audio, check out my playlist up there of all the reviews and tutorials of pretty much every Black Salt Audio plugin. I've done reviews and tutorials on them all. And they are a great company and definitely worth checking out. So now that it is all out of the way, let's get further into today's topic and look at the user interface of the Black Salt Audio Silencer. Alright, so here we are in Pro Tools, and I have the Black Salt Audio Silencer plugin open here. So I want to go over the user interface here first so you know how to use the plugin to its fullest. So starting at the very top here, you're going to see these icons. Currently, we have kick selected, but we're going to be using this on a snare drum. So we need to choose which snare mic that we are actually treating here, because you get an option. So you're going to see here that we have snare top, and then we also have snare bottom. So we're going to use this on the snare top. So I'm going to select this here. And all this does is it sets up the gate to perform best for this particular sound. Okay, there's an algorithm behind it. Now, beneath that, this little thing right here, this little, I guess you call it fader, this is our threshold fader. And you're going to see as I dial this in here how you actually need to set it. But we can't really see anything yet because we have no visuals here in the middle to see. Now, beneath that, this is our reduction control, which allows you to select how many dBs the background noise or sound in your track is going to be reduced. So for example, we are working with a snare drum here. So of course we have hi-hat bleed in it. So this is going to reduce the hi-hat by -40 dBs, which is almost unheard. Now, in some scenarios, you might want to have a little bit of bleed coming through to make it sound more natural. So you will need to play with this knob to get that the way you like it. All right. So next, in the middle, we have the debleed knob, which controls how much high frequency content bleeds into the signal. So you can increase it or decrease it, and it's all based upon percentages here. Next, we have our length knob here. And this basically controls your release and sustain time. So when I hit the snare drum, this controls how much ring is going to occur after I hit it. Next, down here in the bottom left, we have the ghost button. So what this does is it allows ghost notes through, and it could be fully automated. So if you're familiar with the snare drum, sometimes drummers will play little soft notes in between their loud hits, and those are called ghost notes. And this is the button that you would want to enable for those. And then lastly, over here on the right-hand side, we have our sidechain button. So this plugin here is fully side chainable. You can have other things trigger it and make the gate work. Okay, so that is the Black Salt Audio Silencer user interface in a nutshell. So what I want to do next is I actually want to show you how we're going to dial in this plugin on the snare track I've been talking about. So let's get to it. All right, so that was super simple, and the audio quality from this is fantastic. The snare drum sounds great, and we removed all of that background sound. So when I first started playing this, you heard that this snare track almost sounded like an overhead. It had pretty much everything in it, right? So we were able to take all of that out. Now for the reduction here, I did negative 33 dBs. For the debleed here, as you saw that, we can really brighten up the sound and also really dull it out with this knob here. So of course the snare drum, I wanted it a little bit on the brighter side, which is going in the negative direction. And then over here on our length, I wanted to make sure that the snare rang out a bit, but didn't really get the next hit in there, which was, I think, a hi-hat. So I think that this 992 milliseconds did a great job. And of course, I did not enable the ghost function here because these are all straight up hits. I had no reason for it. And we are not doing any side chaining here, just using it straight up. So this sounds fantastic. I am loving it. So why don't I actually let you hear this full drum mix soloed up here. And I actually use the silencer on the kick drum, the snare drum, and all of the toms. And I will say there is a kick sample and a snare sample mixed in with these here, just so I can give you the full transparency. But anyway, let's give it a listen. All right, so as you can hear, it sounds very clean. You can hear all of the individual drums in the kit very clearly. And this is actually for a slower country song, so we need to have that very clean Nashville sound. And with the help of the Black Salt Audio silencer, I was able to achieve that. All right, so there you have it. That was my review/tutorial on the Black Salt Audio silencer. This gate plugin is hands down the best gate I've ever used in the digital world of audio here. It is fantastic. It allows you to obviously see what you're working with better than any plugin. It gives you so many different parameters to really dial in how long it's going to sustain out, how tight it needs to be, how much you're reducing the audio. It's literally the perfect gate plugin. I absolutely love it. And I'm really happy with what it did for this client's mix that I was working on. So I would love to know what you guys think of this plugin. And if you guys love it or hate it, whatever, let me know in the comment section below. And if you guys end up liking this video and find it useful, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe because I'm making this content for you, and hit that notification bell to know when I have new videos coming out. And if you guys enjoy this content, check out my review/tutorial on my favorite Black Salt Audio plugin, which is called Clipper. And with that being said, until the next video, I will see you guys later, and peace out.